What's going on, guys? Your boy Amazing. We're back with another video, and in today's video, guys, me doing the should you summon for the brand new Festival Nightmare Sabnak, and I'm going to be going over pretty much everything you need to know in this video, guys, whether or not you should be summoning. We're going to be going over the banner, the characters featured on it, and also the kit of Sabnak and everything explained with that, so you guys know exactly what she's able to do as well. If you guys enjoy videos like this, man, definitely make sure to hit that like button and subscribe. I appreciate all the support on the channel as of late, guys. You know, we've been grinding and we're almost at that 45,600 subscribers. So thank you so much for, you know, all the support. And with that out of the way, man, let's hop in and let's actually discuss her banner. Alright, so hopping into her banner here, guys, this is what it's going to look like. So we have 4% total rates on the banner because it is a festival. Sabnak is going to be a UR rarity character. So starting grade UR, she is going to be at a 0.25% chance to actually pull. And then if we actually look at the rest of the characters here featured on the banner, we got the Demon King, we got Light Elizabeth, we got Queen Diane, Purgatory Meliodas, Blue Esterosa, and the Green Infinity Merlin as the festival lineup. And then for the rest of the characters on the banner, guys, we have the LR Elizabeth, we have Blue Valenti, Green Easton, Blue Nanashi, Red Excalibur Arthur, Red Sigurd, Blue Regular Roxy. We do also have the Summer Ellie Hawk, Summer Merlin, Freyer, Summer Diane, Red Thonar, Blue Danafor Liz, Red Miguelda, Red Tyr, Green Freya, Summer Margaret, Green Oslo Hawk, and the Christmas Roxy as well, guys. So that is going to be pretty much the full banner, a really big festival banner at that, and a lot of featured characters. And it is going to be the total of the 4% rate for the SSRs right there. Now, actually going to the pity, guys, the pities for 300, 600 are going to be what is it, a pretty much the same rate across all the characters on the actual pity itself. So Sabnak doesn't get a rate up on the 300 to 600, and they've been consistent with that since DK Meliodas, I think, was the last one that, you know, or the banner before that actually started you know, making them all the same rates at those, you know, thresholds. So, you know, that's been something that's been in the game for a minute now. Unfortunately, they don't rate them up anymore. But yeah, I mean, you do have the chance of actually getting the character on it at least. And then moving on from that, guys, in terms of the actual banner itself, it's going to be a festival, as I mentioned. So 300, 600, you have a chance at the character. And as I mentioned, it's going to be the same rate. And then at the 900 pity, you're going to be guaranteed one copy of Sabnak. So if you are pulling for her, you will be able to get her at the 900 pity. Alright, guys, so that's going to be the banner right there. Let's actually move over to the translations that we have, and we'll actually talk about that real quick and then come back to the banner, and I'll give you guys my final thoughts on everything after that. Alright, guys, so shout out to Kane from the 70S League's Discord server. He does translation for whenever the units drop, and I'd rather get his translation here, considering that, you know, Sabnak is a character that is a little bit hard to understand. And so, you know, with the kit translation that I have from Kane, I'll be able to explain it a little bit better for you guys. So let's hop in here and let's discuss. So we have the Shadow of the Deep Sea, Nightmare Sabnak. Passive is going to be Shadow of the Darkness. At the start of the battle, apply Shadow Shield for 1 turn to the unit. At the start of the ally's turn, when the number of enemies present in the battle is over 2, apply the Deepening Illusion to the enemy with the lower HP ratio for their max HP, and apply Illusion to the other enemies. So Deepening Illusion to the one with the lowest HP, and then Regular Illusion to the other enemies. When the unit attacks the enemy with the Delusion effect, removes all Deepening Illusion or Illusion applied to the enemy, and also when the unit attacks the enemy with Dark Shadow effect, apply Remnant to the unit for every for every enemy damaged by the Dark Shadow effect. And when the unit gets maxed out to Remnant, apply the Shadow Shield for 1 turn. And so the way that's going to work, guys, is we explain it right here. So the Shadow Shield is going to taunt the enemy, decrease unknown allies damage taken by 20%, and extra 30% damage reduction to just Sabnak herself. And then the Deepening Illusion is going to be, when removed, apply the Deepening Mental Breakdown. So remember, Deepening Illusion is going to be applied to the lowest HP ratio character. And then Illusion, when removed, is going to apply Mental Breakdown. And then in terms of what those do, the Deepening Mental Breakdown is going to be minus 20% attack-related stats. And then the effect removed when damaged by enemy at the enemy's turn, when removed, will stun the enemy. So the lowest HP ratio character usually gets stunned. And then the other character with just the regular Mental Breakdown will get either single target sealed or AoE attack sealed for that 1 turn, guys. And then the Remnant effect is going to be critical defense plus 20% and a max of 3 stacks as well. Moving on from that, guys, we have the rest of the kit here. So the Bond Trauma of the Remnant, this is actually a unity effect that she does have. increases the unit's bond, or increases the unit with the bond's attack related stats by 13%, and decreases defense related stats by 5%. And this scales with the ultimate move level. Depending on the dupe level, you get higher attack related stats. And then moving on to her skills here, guys, inflicts delusion damage equal to 250% of attack to all enemies. Delusion is going to be ×2 critical chance, and for every deepening illusion or illusion applied to the enemy, increase critical damage by 50% when using a skill. And then skill 2 here, guys, the biting shadow is going to inflict dark shadow damage by 300% of attack to all enemies. Dark shadow is going to be pierce rate ×3 when attacking enemies with the deepening mental breakdown or the mental breakdown applied. It's going to increase the attack related stats by 40% when using the skill, and for every incapacitated enemy, increase damage by 20%. So this one's a mistranslation right there. It's for every incapacitated enemy. So whenever they're like stunned, you do gain 20% damage dealt. And then moving on to the ultimate here, guys, True Nightmare. Apply deepening mental breakdown to all enemies and increase the unit's attack related stats by 50% for 2 turns. Also remove all debuff effects applied to the unit except deepening mental breakdown and the mental breakdown effects, and inflicts spike damage equal to 600% of attack to all enemies. And then the last thing that's part of her ultimate here, guys, is going to be the passive effect in the ult. When the unit is on the battlefield, for every deepening illusion or illusion removed from the enemy, increases the unit's basic stats by 5% at a max of 50%, guys. So yeah, bear in mind that this bottom part right here is not actually dependent on the dupes. The dupes are not made specifically for these. Pretty much the way it's going to work is that no matter what dupe you're at, you're always going to have this effect. It's just going to be the ultimate itself that scales with the attack related and the amount of damage you do with the spike. So fairly free to play friendly in terms of the ultimate itself. But obviously the dupes are going to matter in terms of getting that 50% attack related stats. So yeah, guys, that is the translation from Kane right there in terms of what this character is able to do. Let's actually move back to the game now, and I'll give you guys my final thoughts on Sabnak and whether or not you should summon for this character. Alright guys, now should you be summoning on the Nightmare Sabnak character? In my opinion, man, it's really a toss-up, and it honestly depends on the way you see this character and how you value a character like this. So one thing I will say right now is that Sabnak's felt like a very strong PvP character when I've used her. If you guys haven't seen my free-to-play showcase, you'll know that she is a very strong character, but the one problem that she has, in my opinion, is that she's very collab friendly and not necessarily like non-collab unit friendly. So she's very reliant on Fitoria. That's the main thing. Either Fitoria or Albedo. Those characters are really going to help this character. And, you know, if you do not have either of those characters being Fitoria or Albedo, it's going to be really hard for this character to do well. I was struggling to even run her with, you know, Hell and then Tier. Like, that was a struggle. You know, I think the best team that I was able to, you know, set up for Sabnak specifically was, you know, Hell, Sabnak, and Fitoria with Nanashi back. So, yeah, that would be, like, the first thing that I'll mention about her. Other than that, though, for PvP, she is completely fine and going to be one of the best units in the game in terms of PvP. Now we're talking PvE. Merly actually did clarify to me that her passive in terms of the bond effect, or not the bond effect, sorry, the deepening illusion basic stat increase, this actually works in PvE, guys. You know, there was a misconception that I initially didn't think, you know, was possible, but because it's the deepening illusion or illusion removed, that is the gray debuff that's applied, you know, to the enemy instantly, pretty much. So, you know, when there are 2 or more enemies on the battlefield. So this does work in the PvE side of the game. Bear that in mind, that it'll only work if we're on, like, you know, Ratatoskr or Scolding Hottie. If you're on, you know, the bird or the deer, it's just not going to work on that. So it has to be in a situation where it's going to be, you know, 2 or more enemies that you are facing. So just bear that in mind. So I think overall, if you're someone that's not really, you know, an unknown main, or you don't really summon on unknown characters like that, then honestly I feel like this character is a free skip at that point. Right now I don't really think she has much use other than PvP at the moment. There isn't really any PvE content that warrants using this character as well. And, you know, for me, in my opinion, guys, I would say you either go for one copy and call it there and just instantly stop summoning, or you don't summon an honor at all and just save your gems for the next festival. Because Sabnak her banner is just not really good. It's not really that enticing to really be summoning that long on it. You know, the moment you get her, you can really just stop summoning on the banner. And that's exactly what I did on the free-to-play. The moment I got to the 300 pity, guys, I instantly stopped summoning. So yeah, I mean, you can either take what I did and you can summon until you get her type thing. But bear in mind, you might have to go to the pity and get her at the 900. And I took that chance. You know what I mean? When going into this banner, I took that chance and I was like, okay, if I have to go to 900 to get her, I'll do it. And I had enough gems to be able to do it as well. So just bear that in mind, guys, if you are going to be summoning for this character, because she's not going to be rerunning for a long time. You know, UR Gother released about 2 months ago now. He's not going to be rerunning till at least New Year's. I don't think Sabnak's going to be rerunning either on Novemberfest or New Year's. I really don't think, you know, she'll be on either, honestly. I feel like she'll probably be back next, like, March or something, guys. So yeah, I don't know, man. It's a toss-up for this character. I would say definitely, you know, get one copy at the very least just to be safe. You never know what this character could be good for in the future. We really don't know right now, and I feel like the only thing right now is going to be PvP. But again, guys, it's really up to you in terms of what you feel about this character and whether or not you feel you should summon. So yeah, those are my thoughts right there. Hopefully that gives you guys not really a concrete answer, but at least something to, you know, definitely think about when you decide summoning on this character. So that's going to be it for the video. Hope you guys did enjoy, and we'll see you guys on the next one, man. Peace out. Have a great rest of your day, guys. See you later, man.